This is Jeb Blunt, and it's Money Monday on the Sales Gravy Podcast.
Say make money, money, make money, money, money. Make money, money, make money, money, money. Money makes the world go round. I'm the talk around town. Remy gave me the sound.
What's up, everybody? It's Monday, a brand new start. The slate is clean. It's another week in which to excel. Right now, it's time to start thinking big and setting new goals for the week ahead. What are you going to do differently this week? What are you going to accomplish at the end of the week? Start strong, because how you start your week is often how you end your week. And by the way, this week is special because it is the last full selling week of the year. And the question you must answer for yourself is, what will you do with it? Will you make it count or just let it slip away? The choice belongs to you. Now, in each of the last 2 weeks, I've walked you through year-end sales tactics that will help you sell more and earn more in the closing weeks of the year. If you've not listened to these 2 episodes and you want to make more money this year, go back right now and listen, because the clock is ticking. Last week, I also told you about a new edition of Sales Gravy, during which you can call me directly and ask your biggest sales and sales leadership questions. And to join me on the podcast and ask questions, go to salesgravy.com/ask. That's salesgravy.com/ask. And once you complete the form, one of our producers will be in touch to get you scheduled on with me. Over the last 2 months, the Sales Gravy team has been working hard on our business plan for next year. Like so many other companies, we build an annual business plan because we need to know where we're going and how to get there. We're not going to leave our fate to chance. Our business plan is our compass. It helps us navigate and stay on track to reach our goals. But what about you? Have you ever stopped to think that you might need the exact same thing for your upcoming sales year? You see, without a plan, it's easy to drift and fall into randomness, just waking up every day and hoping that something good happens. But here's the deal. Randomness is the enemy of effectiveness. If you don't set a clear direction, you'll never hit the target you're aiming for. You'll be like a boat without a rudder, just drifting, and eventually you'll end up someplace you never intended to go. Yogi Berra said it best. He said, if you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else. But trust me on this, someplace else isn't where you want to be at the end of next year. The difference between average salespeople and top performers often comes down to one key idea or one key belief. See, top performers don't act like employees. They think like entrepreneurs. In my mind, the moment that you start treating your territory as if it's your own business, your entire mindset changes. You take on a CEO mindset. Your company shoulders the big financial risk. They provide you with the product, the brand, the support, but you still have to own the market, solve the problems, and build relationships that turn all of the investments that your company makes into revenue. That's the entrepreneurial mindset. At that point, you start seeing yourself as the driver, not the passenger. And if you start seeing yourself like the CEO of you, like an entrepreneur, then like my company, you'll need a business plan. When you create a personal business plan, start with your vision, start with your mission. Where do you want to be a year from now? What about 5 years down the road? What are your personal goals and how do those align with your business goals? What are your income goals? What kind of impact do you want to have for your customers, for your territory, for your organization? Define it, get crystal clear about it, and then think about your values and what you stand for. What kind of relationships do you want to build? What kind of a person do you want to be to your customers? How do you want to show up every day for every client, for your teammates, for your boss, for your family, for your company? And once you've nailed that down, then start to put your strategy in place. Break your territory into logical quadrants so that you know where you're going to be investing your time each day and you don't waste time driving around, because, folks, driving is not an accomplishment. And if you're an inside rep, start thinking about how you're going to break down every single day and where you're going to focus your time. You might want to identify any industry verticals or markets that have the highest potential to boost your income or boost your sales. Pinpoint your ideal customers and get targeted. Then segment your customers and your prospects into buckets of high potential, medium potential, and low potential so that you begin focusing your time in the right places. From there, you can create a list of your top 10 dream accounts. These are accounts, if you sell one, changes everything. 25 to 50 conquest accounts, those accounts you want to take away from your competitors, and 250 to 500 high potential and medium potential targeted accounts, your bread and butter. This will help you attack your territory, attack your database with a targeted versus a random approach. From there, take time to identify your key competitors and do an analysis of each of their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And this is important because if you're going to be the entrepreneur of your territory, if you're going to be the CEO of you, it's important to know who you're going up against. It's important that you know them better than they know themselves. Define your prospecting rhythms, your daily disciplines, and your core activities that drive pipeline growth. And get intentional about your priorities and how you manage your calendar. After all, time is your greatest asset, and as the CEO of you, your time is money. And once you gain this clarity on your vision and your strategy, get granular, because a vision without action is essentially just a fantasy. Break down your plan into achievable goals. I'm a big fan of activity-based metrics because those are the one thing that you can control. You can't always control who picks up the phone or who says yes or who says no, but you can control how many doors you knock or how many calls you make or how many referrals you ask for or how many quotes or how many proposals you give each year. You see, this is about setting standards that become non-negotiable discipline habits in your life over the next year. Start by setting daily prospecting targets. For example, you might commit to making at least 30 outbound calls every morning before noon, no exceptions and no negotiating with yourself. Or maybe you set a goal to add 5 new qualified leads into your pipeline every single day. Or maybe it's securing a minimum of 3 appointments set every single week or 2 appointments every day, or some number that makes sense to help you achieve your ultimate goals. The key here is to choose metrics that move the needle on your income, on your sales, and that are fully within your control. And push yourself to diversify your outreach. Set targets for LinkedIn connections and purposeful engagement. Block time on your calendar to send personalized follow-up emails or record short video messages that differentiate you from all the other just checking in reps out there. I like to set a goal for sending handwritten notes to my customers. Consider a weekly goal for conversations with existing customers to deepen relationships and drive more cross-selling and upselling opportunities that help you expand your existing accounts. It's also important to align these activity metrics with your larger objectives. If your annual quota, for example, is 1.5 million, break it down by quarter, then month, then by week. If you know your average deal size and your historical close rate, then you can figure out how many deals you need to put into your pipeline each month. And from there, you can calculate how many prospects you need to engage to consistently hit that number. This is how you move from hope to execution. And that is where winners live. But a plan doesn't just live in your head. Like, you got to write it down. That's what we do at my company. We have a business plan that is written down and it remains visible throughout the year. This personal business plan becomes your personal roadmap. It becomes your compass that helps you navigate the sales year. And at the end of each month, sit down and ask yourself, did I hit my targets? Did I follow through on my daily prospecting standards, or did I make excuses? And if you didn't, why not? And what's holding you back? Being brutally honest with yourself and then adjust. See, this is what great companies do. They don't just make a business plan and put it in a drawer. It's a living, breathing document. You see, markets change, customers change, and even you change. So you got to be willing to adapt. But don't let yourself off the hook. Don't put that personal business plan away and never look at it again. Pull it out every month and every quarter and use it to hold your own feet to the fire. This is your income and career that we are talking about. When you work like this, intentionally, strategically, and with discipline, you're going to find that everything changes. You're going to walk into each week and each day and each month and each quarter with confidence because you know exactly what you need to do. You have a mission, and that mission is to build a pipeline of high-value prospects who trust and buy from you and turn into long-term clients. And here's what's beautiful. When you own your personal business plan like this, you're not just aligning to your company's goals, you're leading the way. And your managers and your leaders and your customers and your peers will notice too. And I want you to remember this. Rainmakers don't leave their success to chance. They don't rely on luck or wait for opportunities to fall into their lap. They chart their course, track their progress, and they adjust as they go along. That's what your personal business plan is all about. It sets you apart from the crowd, and it puts you in the driver's seat of your career and your sales year. So here's your action plan. Over the next 3 weeks, before the end of the year, I want you to carve out specific time to build and refine your personal business plan. It's going to take several days, and it's going to take some time to think about it. But by thinking about it and focusing on it, it will allow you to get crystal clear on your vision for what you're going to accomplish next year, to set those daily activity targets, and to make the commitment to hitting them. And a year from now, when you look back, you won't believe how far you've come. And most importantly, you'll know exactly how you got there. Now, don't forget about our brand new Sales Gravy podcast segments in which you can call me directly and ask your biggest sales and sales leadership questions. To join me on the podcast and ask your question, go to salesgravy.com/ask. That's salesgravy.com/ask. We'll see you next time on the Sales Gravy Podcast.
Survival of the fittest, you can sink or swim. I've been broke, I ain't never going back again. I need some C notes, some cheddar, and a stack of ends. I need a bowl of dough, I don't need no Facebook friends. I need a pack of them snaps, a handful of Fetty Wops, and rubber band on my greenbacks. Look, dawg, don't be playing with my paper. I need every red cent, that's why I brought my little scraper.